Welcome to this episode of Council Action, which is a segment after the council meeting. Every time we have one, we take turns doing a summary of the meeting we just had. So tonight's meeting, we had Beautiful Home Awards for 2026. This is an annual thing that the city does, and it kind of falls in the community development department, and also we have a committee of citizens that helps with this. So citizens, anybody can nominate another neighbor or someone they know prior to the choosing by the committee of a beautiful home in each ward. And so the winners from each ward were here this evening, and it was very nice to see them and to celebrate taking care of their property, and they each get a large sign in their yard for some period of time, so it's kind of a bragging rights type of thing too. So next year, look for that. I think probably in May or June, they start taking nominations for that. We had one public hearing this evening, and this was a request to change the outdoor lighting regulations and also to clarify holiday decorations. And also some other lighting standards. So the holiday decorations didn't change much. I think we did clarify that that the decorations can be put up 60 days prior to a holiday, and generally we want to see those come down within like 15 days after. There's many holidays, but lights usually will go up for certain ones. But we did clarify that. And then the other, what kind of brought this up was it's becoming sort of popular in places for businesses to put lighting in their windows. And so the city staff looked at this and studied it. And for various reasons, for aesthetics, for safety, sometimes, it might catch somebody driving, it might be distracting. And just kind of how it goes with the general way we want fluorescent to look. We're looking at if this passes, and we're going to have some changes probably before next meeting, but generally we're thinking of not having lighting be in the windows for businesses if the purpose is just to draw attention to the business. Whereas, there are a lot of reasons why you could use lighting for various other purposes. So that's all clarified in the bill. I'm sure by next meeting, whoever does the council action will have more to report back to you on that. Congratulations to Amy Quaid, who was appointed to the Landmark Historic District Commission. She's in Ward 6. There was a request to transfer a special use permit from one business to another for a automotive business. It's 84, let's see, the address is 8461 North Lindbergh. This was MAG Automotive, and now it's going to be called Big Jake's Automotive. So there is a new owner of that shop there on Lindbergh. There are two ordinances we read tonight. The first reading about placing a ballot measure on November's ballot, and these were both for suggested or proposed changes to the city charter. Pretty minor things. One of them is to currently our Director of Public Works, according to the charter, is required to have an engineering degree, and this just isn't standard for a lot of cities. So there's a lot of different educations and backgrounds that a Public Works Director could have. So we're looking at making a change to that to not require that a person has a engineering degree. While it could be helpful, it's not the only thing that could be helpful and make someone qualified to do that job. So we want to update that. The second proposal would be the way we do our council meetings. Typically, the way the charter reads now, there has to be 2 readings for every ordinance and resolution. So for ordinances, nothing will change. We still will do all the readings, everything we do now, but for resolutions, we'd like to see it be just one reading for resolutions. And sometimes because of timelines and just because of if you ever watch a meeting and you see us reading these over and over and over again, we just don't think it's absolutely necessary to do it that many times. So for those, that will also probably be on the ballot in November. If you have feedback about any of that between now and the next meeting, certainly email your council member. You can always give feedback to the mayor on that. Let's see, there were several contractual types of items tonight. One was, we accepted a proposal from McConnell and Associates for improving the golf path at the golf course. So it looks like maybe just probably about half of all of the paths at the golf course. They're gonna seal it and replace some of it. If you've been out there, you know there's a lot of bumpiness to the point of where it could be dangerous. Sometimes I've been out there and it's like, whoa, jumping up and down. So it's time to do some work on that. Also, there was a contract for cement materials, and this is for the sidewalks, street department, some other things that Public Works does. So we're contracting for about 45 tons of concrete that would be used throughout the year, and then the company would bring it to Public Works as they need it to do these projects. So we want to make sure that they have what they need to do that. There was also at the golf course, this is something we've talked about before, was in the annual budget, and or at least we had a discussion at the annual budget. We also need to update the irrigation at the golf course, so we did approve a contract for that. Another project in the recreation department is a contract for updating the Coke Park soccer fields. And this is a project also that we've been talking about. We made an appropriation, or we allocated some funds to cover the cost of updating 2 fields out there. It's not just grass. There's leveling, and really to get to the level of, we want to give our kids, our teams that play out there a good surface to play on that's both safe and competitive as well, and nice drainage. We don't want a lot of puddles and things like that. Also, there's going to be some ADA improvements out there, so that if you've been out there, if you've tried to go to a game, you know that if you go from the top parking lot there, which is pretty much the main place, and if grandma or someone who needs accessibility is trying to get to the soccer game, they would have to walk through the grass downhill. So there's going to be improvements there so that the fans can get there, all of the fans. So there was that. Let's see, there's going to be a new HVAC replacement for Sunset Nature Lodge. And that's pretty much it. We did go ahead and cancel the September 14th City Council meeting. Many of us are going to, not me, but a lot of us are going to the Municipal League Conference, which is annual. So this is something we pretty much do every year. And if there's extra business that needs to be taken care of, then we'll make sure we schedule around that, so all the business can be taken care of and in between. So, but just so you know, September 14th is canceled. The mayor had a slew of announcements, and I didn't get my hands on it, but I heard Polish festivals coming up, Italian festivals coming up, the Tour de Florissant, the bike rides in Florissant. I think this is maybe the 3rd or 4th year that's come back. Before my time, but apparently this used to be a big deal in Florissant, these professional bike races. And I've been out there at least 2 of the years previous, and it is kind of very cool where riders come from all over the country and even internationally, and they come to St. Louis for 3 days to ride a tour. And there's, I think one's in the Hill, and then another one's out in West County, and then the final phase on Monday of that weekend, which is, I believe, Labor Day, is in Florissant. So it's pretty cool. If you could make it out here, and there's a lot of the restaurants here in Old Town are open, and just a neat time to come out and be with neighbors, be with people in the community, but also see these races, which is, it's cool to see. I think that's all I have tonight. Thanks for listening, and maybe this message was as long as the meeting, but hopefully this brings some understanding to the meeting that occurred tonight. And always, if you have questions, reach out to us. If it's your ward plus the number, so I'm Ward 1 at fluorescentmode.com. You could substitute for that any of the wards, Ward 8, 9, whatever it is that you have, and then at fluorescentmode.com, and you can reach us. Thank you so much. Have a good night.